business like show business like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything that traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people.
I was just a piece of meat to the studio people in Hollywood.
I was not getting high with the Brady Bunch. I was getting high with my buddies in school.
Your mind physically at some time goes through a mental breakdown when you're in the business.
I love you, Rusty.
All that glitters isn't gold. For Hollywood's Lost Youth, an NBC News special with Brian Gumbel and Catherine Corrick.
Good evening, and welcome to a show that we're calling Lost Youth. Our intention tonight is to take a look at the kids we grew up with on TV and who had to themselves grow up in the glare of public attention.
Growing up is hard and show business is tough. Mix them together, and for many former child actors, Hollywood means drugs, jail, and sometimes even death.
Thankfully, there are some exceptions. Many child stars make it through without any unusual emotional scars. Others have overcome their special problems. But as we'll discover tonight, not all of them do.
We begin in 1959 on CBS on Sunday night with a comic strip that came alive.
Hey, Grandma, do you still have all that hair in your ears? Dennis, when you get down here, can we show Joey? I told him about it, but he wouldn't believe me.
Dennis, this is long distance.
Should I talk louder?
No, shorter.
I'm sick of Dennis the Menace. I hate Dennis the Menace. I thought Dennis the Menace was a piece of garbage. I wouldn't watch the show for anything in the world. The only reason I'd watch it would be to make myself sick to my stomach, if I wanted to do that. I absolutely despise that show, and I'm sorry that I was ever associated with it.
Kapow! Kapow!
What are you doing, Dennis?
I'm shooting the moon guys. Kapow! Kapow!
Shooting the moon guys?
They're real mean, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, go on home, both of you.
Papers, how come?
Because I think I'm going to be ill.
It's an evil, vile system. The people in it who run it are cruel, they are insensitive, they don't care about anybody but making money. And they don't care. People in Hollywood would cut their own mother's throats to make a buck.
Dennis the Menace was one of the most popular TV comedies in the early 60s, and Jay North was America's #1 kid. On camera, he was the lovable and mischievous boy next door. Off camera, he was an angry child who claims he was abused almost daily by his studio guardians, his aunt and uncle.
My aunt, if I didn't live up to her unrealistic expectations, she would hit me, physically abuse me. And I remember, you know, I used to wake up every morning thinking, my God, do I have to spend another day with this woman? Because I would go in and I would do a scene, and I would come off the set, and everybody would say, hey, you did a great job, and then I would get a slap across the face, or taken into the dressing room and get a spanking or a verbal tongue lashing or whatever. And she would just physically, she would grab my hair and, you know, just shake me, and just made life a living hell for the whole 4 years. And my uncle was very abusive too.
Did you say, Mom, I hate this, I don't want to do this anymore?
Unfortunately, I never told my mom about the problems on the set, because my aunt and uncle threatened me with physical abuse if I revealed that to her. So I was terrified and intimidated of everybody on the set, the production people, my aunt and uncle. I mean, they just made my life a living hell, all of them. The cast was wonderful. I want to make that very clear up front. The cast was wonderful. Herb Anderson, Gloria Henry, Jeannie Russell, all wonderful people and very, very supportive of me. I don't think they weren't really aware of all of the physical abuse. They were, you know, very aware that there were problems, and they could tell that I was an unhappy child, and that I only came alive and became this outgoing, happy little boy when I was in front of the camera. But when I was, you know, off the camera, away from the camera, and around the stage, I was a very quiet, introverted kid, and they realized that there were a lot of problems. I had a fascination with a science fiction film called Village of the Damned, which was a science fiction classic about these blonde children who had this power where they could look at people and take control of their minds and make them do horrible things to themselves. And I wanted to do that to people. I wanted to hurt people. And I wanted to cause them the pain that they were causing me. I wanted revenge. And I remember when I would get my scripts, I used to draw in the back of my scripts, and I'd draw horrible pictures of people, especially like the production people, and I would have their names written down on the drawings. People in guillotines, people hanging, people on fire. Just horrible drawings of people being tortured and killed. And
how old were you?
I was 7, 8, 9. And nobody, nobody ever bothered to look in the script and look at these pictures and say, here is a child that is in real deep psychological trouble.
When Dennis the Menace was canceled in 1963, North acted in a few movies and starred in a short-lived TV series called Maya.
I'm Terry Bowen. You're from America? I came here to live with my father. Only they want to catch me and send me home.
But by 1970, North's career had pretty well dried up. Typecast and rejected by Hollywood, Jay North was an out-of-work former child star with no marketable skills. He spent the next decade of his life deeply depressed, living in seclusion. Did you ever consider killing yourself?
There were many times when I thought of suicide, yeah. There were many times when I thought, I can't deal with this pain anymore that's inside of me. And there were many times that I contemplated it.
Obviously, this was an extremely painful experience for you. What kind of advice would you give other parents or other kids who want to get into this business?
Well, Paul Peterson, my friend, who was on the Donna Reed show, said something very important about parents of kids in show business. They're like rabbits on a nighttime highway. Bright lights blind them. The bright lights of Hollywood blind most parents. And my advice would be for people to just keep their kids out of show business altogether, because it just destroys lives. There's no reality base for these children whatsoever.
What will you do? What will make Jay North happy?
I can go on with my life now, but I can't forget the pain of those years. I mean, you can't forget it. But I think now I can go on with my life and I can find a happy life, because I'm not a slave to Hollywood anymore. I'm not a slave to my aunt and uncle, and I'm not a slave to the public. I don't owe anybody a damn thing. I just have to concentrate on making myself happy now. I gave those people years of happiness. I gave my childhood to make them happy. And now I want to concentrate on making myself happy now. And to hell with everybody else.
Jay North didn't lose everything from his childhood. One upside of Dennis the Menace was the money. His mother invested it wisely in real estate, and today, Jay lives off those investments. One final note, recently Jay got married to a woman from Yugoslavia. A few months ago, she watched an episode of Dennis the Menace for the very first time. She fell asleep. Jay North says that was the ultimate compliment. Bryant?
Well, as Jay detailed, his story is a sad one, but unfortunately it's not all that unusual. We're going to hear some others as Lost Youth continues in a moment. And as we go to commercials tonight, we will do a bit of Where Are They Now? With some names and faces from our television past.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. M-I-C.
See you real soon.
K-E-Y.
You sure didn't feel like singing with me, did you?
Damn it, I knew we should not have come back to this beach.
These days, it doesn't seem all that strange to hear about another child star's troubles. Adam Rich, who was Nicholas Bradford on 8 is Enough, was picked up twice just this month. And this week, he entered the Betty Ford Clinic.
9 2s are 18.
But no other show quite symbolizes the lost youth of Hollywood more than a program that ran for 8 years right here on NBC, featuring Gary Coleman, Dana Plato, and Todd Bridges. Let's go back to the beginning. The year was 1978. Those were TV's happy days. Primetime evenings filled with visits from the Cunninghams, the Bradford clan, and the new family in the video neighborhood, the Drummonds. It was an unusual family with an improbable story.
How about that, Willis? Downtown 2 minutes and already we're gentlemen.
2 black orphans from Harlem who moved into the Park Avenue penthouse of a wealthy white widower and his daughter.
Welcome, little brother. Welcome, big brother. What's he smoking?
For the Drummond children, it was an idyllic life, a strong, loving, moral family and moneyed environment. For the 3 child actors, Gary Coleman, Todd Bridges, and Dana Plato, veterans all, it seemed wonderful. The show was a hit, and they were stars. But when Different Strokes went off the air, their lives turned dark like TV screens.
This just in, the FBI says it will not rest until every member of the Different Strokes cast is behind bars.
Now they are skewered by comics and the subject of news stories. Their plight is called the curse of Different Strokes. For the maturing but often ill comic genius, Gary Coleman, life was anything but laughs. Finding acting jobs that weren't children's roles or those that demanded short people proved almost impossible. He moved from Hollywood to Denver to Phoenix, fired his manager and sued his parents for allegedly stealing more than $1 million.
Well, the only reason I'm in the contest is because all the proceeds go to charity.
Kimberly Drummond may have been well fixed for life, but Dana Plato is not. She was arrested in Las Vegas in February on charges of holding up this video store for $160 with a pellet gun. As for Todd Bridges, Arnold's older brother on Different Strokes, his serious bouts with the law began way back in 1983 when he was arrested for carrying a concealed .45 caliber handgun in his car. In his most infamous case, he was charged with an attempted murder, but was acquitted.
Mom, what are you going to make with the Jell-O?
Todd Bridges began acting at a very early age with his mother in this Jell-O commercial. He worked on several primetime series before being cast on Different Strokes.
Kimberly, my dear, silly little sister. When I used to watch Red Fox, Sanford & Son on TV, I wanted to be just like him. And that was the age of 5 years old. And I said, I want to be in the business. And that's what I want to do. I want to be in the show business.
What did you think the business was?
I thought the business was something wonderful. I mean, I still think it's something wonderful, but I thought it was a little more different than the way that I've seen it today.
When did it start to go sour for you?
Well, it's when I lost my self-esteem and I lost my dignity inside of myself, and I lost my, virtually, I lost myself.
So how'd you respond to it?
I responded to it very negatively, evidently. I ended up getting myself in a little bit of trouble.
You want to detail it?
Well, in trouble by using drugs and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. That's about it. That's the only crime I've ever really committed was using drugs.
It's not the only crime of which you've been charged.
Well, of course not, but that can happen to anybody. That's something that can happen.
Happen to anybody?
Sure, the wrong place at the wrong
Aggravated
time.
assault? Assault with a deadly weapon?
Well,
drug charges? Happen to anybody?
Yeah, but see, charges and convictions are 2 different things, Brian. Remember that. Anybody can be charged with things. But if you committed the crime, you'll be convicted. And I haven't been convicted.
Why was Todd Bridges charged then? Why were you singled out?
I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No fault of your own?
Yeah, but the only fault I had was using drugs. That's a big fault.
Do you blame drugs for all of that? How much responsibility lies at your door, Todd?
Mine, all that. Using drugs lies at my door. That's the mistake that I made.
Period.
Period.
No other one?
No, it's no one else's fault either but mine. I can accept that. It's not a hard thing not to accept.
What do you think about this idea of the Different Strokes curse?
I think that's the biggest hoax I've ever heard. I think that you just have 3 people who gotten themselves in a little bit of trouble. Some was on purpose and some of us wasn't. And, it's just something that happens.
You keep dismissing this little bit of trouble like it's a part of growing up.
Of course it's a part of growing up. You didn't tell me you never got yourself in a little bit of trouble?
I must say I've never been behind bars. How many days did you spend there?
I spent 9 months because my bail was $2.5 million. That's the only reason why.
Dana Plato got herself arrested. I'm not necessarily sure most girls have.
Oh, a lot of girls have gotten themselves arrested for odds and ends. Wait, whether or not...
Gary Coleman winds up living in the desert. I doubt if that's a normal pattern for...
How is that not a normal pattern? Haven't you had controversy? I mean, I remember where you wanted too much money. Or I remember where I can go into your history, too. You can't always believe what you read or what you hear.
But none of which, Todd, was an illegality or wound up being charged in a courtroom.
You're right. But these are the kind of things that happen. Certain people get certain problems. That's what happens.
Are you telling me that the experience of Todd Bridges, Dana Plato, and Gary Coleman were the course of natural maturation, nothing out of the ordinary?
I don't feel that it's out of the ordinary, but I feel it's something that it strikes adolescents like it did. We were adolescents at the time as all this struck, so that's what happens.
You don't think in any way television played a part in that, or being famous played a part in that, or having X amount of dollars early in life played a part of that, or the pressures of the business played a part of that?
Well, I feel maybe a small point of the pressures of the business could have played a part of that, but I don't feel that it's anything out of the ordinary. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there who are going through the same problems right now. And like I told you, it depends on what we do with it. If I would continue to do it, then that would be bad, but I'm not continuing to do that. I haven't even been anywhere near in trouble for a year and a half, and I don't plan on ever getting in trouble again, you know? Thanks to God.
Would the things that have happened to Todd Bridges have happened if you'd have just been a normal high schooler?
I think so, only because for the very simple reason, God has everything in program for people. Now I can go out today and go to these schools more or less than Brian Gumbel. You can go to these schools, but these kids will look at you and say, Brian Gumbel, he's a square. Brian Gumbel's never been in trouble. Brian Gumbel doesn't understand what we're going through.
And so Todd Bridges is hip because he's been in jail?
No, Todd Bridges is hip because he understands what's going on. So he can tell them how not to go to jail, to prevent these things from happening.
Why? You tell me how Todd Bridges' life relates to most of those kids. Most of those kids never saw the kind of money you did. Most of those kids never experienced fame.
Let me explain to you how it relates. A lot of kids in high school today have to deal with drug dealers, have to deal with drug abuse, have to deal with dysfunctional families, has to deal with people on the street who condemn them because they feel that they're not worthy of anything, so they have low self-esteem. Because it affected me, I'm able to now go to these kids and say, hey, look, it happens to everybody. You can be on top of the world and lose everything, but you can come back for it. The best success is a great recovery.
Todd, you ever going to get your image back? I mean, for whatever, let me ask you, no, don't say well. For however much you may clean up your life, there is a certain image that persists about Todd Bridges. And those things are harder to rectify sometimes than just cleaning up your act.
I understand that. But whether or not, it's not whether I'm going to go out there and clean up my image, is that I want people to see that I'm a sober and I'm a sane mind now, and I can handle my own affairs. Now, whether it's accepted, hey, if it's accepted, it's great. If it's not, I'm not going to cry about it. But I'm doing the best I can, and that's all I can do. No one can ask any more from me or any less.
We're going to come on back with more in just a moment, including Mikey from those famous cereal commercials of days gone by. But first, another Where Are They Now look at a very famous face of the past.
You plus underwear is like having a Borgischmord.
Well, I said Borgischmord is what I said. It's like having a Borgischmord. But that's not the way it was originally scripted. The word, of course, is smorgasbord.
Showbiz careers in commercials, which are often a stepping stone to bigger and better roles. Many, however, never make that leap. Still, as NBC's Mike Jensen shows us, it can be fun and profitable.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it.
The commercial ran for 15 years.
Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't need it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Mikey was only 3. Now he's 23.
It's like a different lifetime. Sometimes I question if that's me. That can't be me. Because I really don't remember it. I really don't.
The 2 other boys in the commercial were Mikey's real brothers.
Everybody says, oh, Mikey's the star. What do you guys think of that?
I thought we were the stars. We're the ones that said all the lines. We deserve more credit. I think we should do another one.
Actually, they've done lots of other ones. They're part of a family of TV stars. Every one of the 7 Gilchrist children has appeared in commercials, more than 600 altogether. Their sister, Patty, with Mason Reese.
Like I told her. Mom, you plus underwear is like having a Borgischmord.
Then there was Kathleen, with Joe Namath.
Watch things really start popping.
But the Mikey commercial won the awards and propelled Tom and Pat Gilchrist and their family into the big time. Tom was a cop in the South Bronx.
I probably was making $200 a week. They were getting $200 apiece for the, for that day. So $600, woo, for the day. I mean, come on.
They bought a house in the suburbs and sent their children to private schools.
My wife and I, we weren't educated people. We were high school graduates, but we wanted our kids, all of them, to get an education.
Mikey, his real name is John, is a senior at Iona College, majoring in communications.
What do you have planned for this afternoon?
Tommy, who's 28, is an executive for a telecommunications company.
Letter for 1249, negotiations.
Michael, age 26, is a labor negotiator for a contractors association. Their mother, Pat, runs a talent agency, these days mostly for other kids.
10 big blasters, cherry, grape, strawberry, orange, and lemon.
One of Pat's clients is Jamie Marsh.
I still can't believe it.
He's on Broadway in Neil Simon's play, Lost in Yonkers.
No, I haven't cried in years. A couple times when I was a baby. Oh.
For kids who survive hundreds of casting calls and more rejection than anyone should ever have to suffer, the rewards can be great.
In 1 year, on a really good commercial, I think a child could probably make $7,000 to $10,000.
He won't eat it. He hates everything.
The Mikey commercial made more than 10 times that. And for Mikey, John that is, there have been other benefits, such as...
Girls.
All this from a 30-second commercial made 20 years ago.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
$200 a day.
The whole Gilchrist family likes it.
They should.
A lot.
Yeah.
And Mikey still gets the girls.
Life was good to him. Right now, the folks on The Cosby Show are on hiatus. They'll be back later this summer to begin their 8th year. Over the past 7, we've all watched the Cosby kids grow up right before our eyes. And that's meant maturing both on and off the set.
You have been pestering me all day. Now, I want you to stop.
But I'm bored.
Well, of course you're bored, Rudy. You're a boring person.
For 7 seasons, Tempest Bledsoe has played Vanessa Huxtable on TV's The Cosby Show. Today, in addition to her acting duties, the 17-year-old is a full-time college student who seems to have effectively coped with the demands and pressures associated with being a child star.
Can I watch?
Oh, sure. I'll tell you what it's like being adored by hundreds of people.
When I was younger, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand why people were coming at me and making demands on me. I don't know them. And I had a real problem with that when I was younger. And I developed this own little world that I went into when I was outside. And it wasn't that I was ignoring people because that was malicious intent. I wasn't doing that. I was just inside of myself, which was a way that I kept myself grounded or whatever. Because people have an idea of what you're going to be like when you're young and you're on television and you're a star.
Right. What do people think you're like, and how does that differ a great deal with what you really are?
Oh, they think you're conceited, that you have a big head, that it's all about you, that you don't know how to appreciate others for what they're doing for you, that you don't know how to fit in and work as a team because, you've been put on this pedestal in the center. And that's not the case. It's never been the case here.
This has always been, though, a different kind of environment for a child performer, right?
The Cosby set?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It's not in Los Angeles, for example. There's not a Hollywood scene to cater to. It's a very realistic environment. It's a very safe environment for kids. There aren't any drugs on this set. School has always been integrated into our work schedule. It was a part of what we did. It wasn't something that we had to do or that we were dragged off to do.
Yeah. And yet the list of people who've had problems, who were involved in television at a young age, I don't say it's endless, but it's considerable.
True.
Todd Bridges, Gary Coleman, Dana Plato, Danny Beneducci, Jay North, Lauren Chapin, Billy Gray, Butch Patrick, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why do you think that is?
I think that some kids weren't ready to deal with the pressures that this business puts on you. It does put a lot of pressures on you, like I said, with dealing with the public and having a job and responsibilities at such a young age. And I think it has to do with the family life that they had to deal with. If your parents put you in the position where this is your job and you're supporting the family and you have to do this, a lot of kids aren't ready for that, and I don't think they should be put in that position. You are dealing with a child.
We're talking 8 years now with Cosby. Nothing lasts forever. What happens after that?
I want to work. I want to keep working. I enjoy it. I feel I have a lot to learn. I'm just becoming aware of what I have to learn and willing to do the work behind it. And I would like to keep working, but like I said, if I can't, then I will find something else to do, and I will be happy.
And we go again from modern-day television to our step back to the past. We'll be right back.
Now try the same walk, balancing a book on your head.
Jim, I know you're trying to make me lose my confidence, but I'm just not going to let you do it.
You call Pizza Hut?
Yep.
Good thing they deliver.
Yep.
Though if Pizza Hut didn't deliver, I guess we could call that other place.
What other place?
Why are people changing to Pizza Hut delivery? Because
Now on to the pint-sized star of a musical sitcom that nobody thought was for the birds.
Hello world, here's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
The year was 1970, and for the next 4 years, the Partridge Family was a staple of ABC's Friday night lineup. 10-year-old Danny Bonaducci played Danny Partridge, the wisecracking kid who in many ways was the star of the show.
Mr. Kincaid, you're slowly working your way out of my heart.
I have a clear recollection of every line I've ever said on any television show.
Give me a few of them.
Let's see. The pilot episode was when I was trying to tell Shirley that we should be in a band, and I said, Mom, I'm worried about you. You're too old to be working. And she said, thanks, honey. You've just made my day. Laugh track.
Brilliant writing.
Thank you. Brilliant acting, I think.
Are you ready to go, honey?
Okay, Mom?
Sure.
She must not like older men.
Have fun.
He's only 10. He doesn't know how to have fun.
What was it like being a part of that show?
It was good. It was a great time for me. A lot of fun. I mean, hard work and stuff, but I mean, there were advantages. You know, I was a short, fat 15-year-old and had absolutely no problem getting a prom date.
Was it tough dealing with all that fame at such an early age? I mean, you were...
After a brief moment, it seemed really normal. It seemed really normal. It seemed like that's supposed to be what goes on. It got weird long afterwards. When it started to dissipate, it was like, well, wait. Bring that back. I want that back.
Why aren't the 16-year-olds lined up in front of my house?
Yeah, well, they still are, but I'm 31, so I try to avoid them.
No, I mean, was it hard to accept the fact that the series was canceled? I know you walked to work one day, or you got to work, and what happened? A security guard said...
The security guard said, you can go home. The Partridge Family doesn't live here anymore.
And they left no forwarding address. After the laugh track went silent, 15-year-old Danny Bonaducci became the answer to TV trivia questions. And he found the $100,000 he made over the course of the Partridge Family didn't go very far.
The first time I didn't meet my rent, it was really weird because I had a court-appointed guardian. And I'd tell him, listen, I need $100 because my mini bike broke. And he'd say, well, you don't have it. And I'd say, I know, I'll never ask again. Just, I really need this. And he'd say, okay. Then when I got a little older, I need $300 because my car needs a new transmission. Well, you don't have it. Well, I know, and I'll never ask again, and I'm sorry. And he'd say, okay. And one day, I need $600 to pay my rent. And he'd say, you don't have it. And I'd say, I know, but I'll never ask again. He'd say, no, you don't have it. That was a surprise.
Also a surprise was the lack of interest from casting directors as he tried to look for acting work.
This isn't just a contest to see how good you look in a wet T-shirt. Oh, no. But how well you move in one.
He appeared in several B-grade teen flicks, but there was no convincing people he could play anyone but Danny Partridge.
There's a time when things are at the bottom is when you find yourself, clawing over the bodies of my 3 sons to get on the Love Boat that you realize that things are not going as planned.
By the time he hit his 20s, Danny was using drugs. In 1985, he was arrested in Florida for attempting to buy cocaine. And a few years ago, he found he'd become addicted to crack.
Why'd you turn to drugs?
You know, I'm not a psychologist. There are a lot of people who say child celebrities turn to drugs because they're not child celebrities anymore, because the money ran out, because they have too much money. I have the vaguest idea. Often people like to say, well, it's that being that child celebrity made him turn to drugs. Well, you know, when I was a kid getting high, I was not getting high with the Brady Bunch. I was getting high with my buddies in school. They were never child stars. It's, you know, we have a serious national problem, but I don't think it's television.
But don't you think a disproportionate number of your contemporaries, TV contemporaries, have run into real problems when you look at it?
I must concede that point. I usually, and for the last several years, have stuck with it's a complete cop-out. And now the numbers of ex-child stars running into trouble, including myself, are so overbearing. There's just so many that maybe I was mistaken. Maybe there is some correlation. I just don't find it on a personal level.
2 years ago, Danny underwent a drug treatment program and was able to get off cocaine.
Power 92 Valley weather warmer today.
He became a successful DJ, first in his native Philadelphia and then in Phoenix. And over the years, he's learned to have a sense of humor about the trouble he and other child stars have encountered.
I was talking to Todd Bridges and Warren Chapman and Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster. And we're all talking about the troubles we have had, and we're all talking about what we're going to do now. And everybody had a production company and something in development. And I said, well, I'm going to work on a TV special for the 4 of us called Battle of the Network Felons. And Bridges looked at me and goes, I'm not a felon. I mean, he just went off. I went, okay, man, relax. It's all right.
Your sense of humor really has helped you, huh?
It just comes natural. I mean, it's, you know, I get upset like everybody else. Lately, I've spent the better time, the better portion of my day upset for the last couple of days, for the last couple of weeks anyway.
On Easter Sunday morning, he was arrested in Phoenix on charges of assaulting a transvestite and then fleeing from police. He says there's a good explanation for what happened, but his attorney will not let him talk about the incident. If he's found guilty, he could get 9 years in prison. But that still hasn't kept Danny from laughing in the face of big-time trouble.
I was watching Saturday Night Live the other week, and I was in a hotel room with my wife. We were traveling around, and the guy comes on. He's doing a parody of America's Most Wanted. And he says, and tonight, America's Most Wanted former child actors. I sat up in bed and said, here it comes. Michael J. Fox played me as a mad killer.
Well, he thinks I'm funny. How am I funny to you? I don't know. What, do I amuse you? Am I a clown to you? Answer me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is funny. Ah, is that funny? That's funny.
I laughed out loud. I howled. Now, I happened to talk to Todd Bridges this morning. He doesn't find this stuff funny. He doesn't. And I don't find any of our woes funny, but I can see the humor.
And as he awaits the outcome of the charges, Danny Bonaduce looks back fondly at the days 20 years ago when he was Danny Partridge.
What kind of instrument did you ostensibly play?
I held the bass guitar.
You got to try to sing something for me.
Is this really important to you?
Yes, it's really important. Okay.
This morning, I woke up with this feeling I didn't know how to deal with.
So I just decided to myself.
I'd hide it to myself and never talk about it, but...
Didn't I go and shout it?
When you walked into the room, I think I love you.
I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of a love there is no cure for.
You gonna go peacefully? Just tell me one thing. I have a right to know. Are you guys resisting arrest?
Now you can see why he lip syncs.
Yeah, I don't know if the singing's illegal, but yours was criminal.
Thanks, Brian. No matter what, you have to admire Danny's sense of humor. We're back with a report from the Hollywood Dream Factory after we step back in TV time.
Don't you hurt the boys here.
Rusty?
Yeah?
Are you mad because the fellas asked me to play?
Nah, it's okay with me.
I love you, Rusty.
This is the
This NBC News special, sponsored in part by Craftsman, lawnmowers that start on...
The cattle call and the open audition are Hollywood staples. And as NBC's Keith Morrison shows us, you can't have a stage kid unless you have a stage mother or father.
Ooh, great couple.
Great.
Ooh, weird business.
Okay, now that's the pacing, okay? But now we want feeling behind it.
Feeling for a Barbie commercial?
Action.
You want to know what this town is?
She's beautiful.
This town is wannabes. At 10 years old, they want to act.
Ooh, great couple.
They want to be stars. They want to...
Kiss? Yeah, they kiss, okay? Now,
Oh, sure, we know what this is supposed to be.
This is like any other extracurricular activity for kids. It's a process where they get to socialize with other children. They get to have a goal in mind where they get a little piece of copy and they have to work it out and see how they do it. And it's a creative process for them.
As long as they are...
Cute, short, and talented.
And it doesn't hurt if they're sort of blonde and sort of blue-eyed and smart and cute as a button. You think those things don't matter? Hang around the Hollywood casting hall sometime.
ooh, great couple. Do I have the girl?
Yes, well, the fact is kids are big business in Hollywood. The business, commercials, television, movies, eats them up.
Miz, do you take Alan to become your wife? I mean, your husband? I do.
But who is exploiting whom?
Starlets. Their grandpa calls them starlets.
Starlets who are 4 months old.
Kiss girls. That's what you are. Kiss girls. All three of them.
They were recognized in the mall the other day. Someone came up to me and said, "Those are the babies on The Young and the Restless."
Cute little fella, isn't he?
I can still hardly believe he's mine.
He isn't. Isn't a he, it's a they.
Okay.
And they are she's. And the she's are hers. And why are they doing this?
They're doing it because it's fun right now. They enjoy it. And if they didn't like it, I mean, really, they can't say one way or another, but they seem to like it. They seem to like the people. They don't cry.
My boy.
That's when I realized how neat it was to have twins, because they can get more working hours out of, you know, two babies that look exactly the same.
Actually, Maddie Gist is a wonderful young mother, and none of this is really work. Maybe that's why parents try so hard. You know how many people turn out for a part? One little part? How they compete? Such pressure
Close together,
to
guys.
sell bleach.
And action.
I told you to keep an eye on her. Mom said you were supposed to keep an eye on her.
Children that really want to do it, the passion is within them. The drive and the ambition has to be within the parents, because it's a lot of work.
No kidding.
These kids are, you know, at very, very early age, are going on out for job interviews a couple times a day for months at a time.
For this, they flock from all over North America to the glamour capital of the world. Some glamour. This is where they end up, in miserable, cramped apartments in an unglamorous complex once known as a haven for divorcees. They sit here for months on end, waiting for the phone to ring. Lynn Strong and her son Ryder leave 5 wooded acres of Northern California paradise for this.
And when they do get a day off, they spend it on a studio tour, for heaven's sake. They stick around because one day, maybe, he'll get his big break.
I keep thinking, what else would we be doing?
Well, I'm hoping to take a break soon, you know. It gets a little tiring after a while.
So when the agents tell you what good fun all of this is, you kind of roll your eyes and go talk to a casting director. Ask who wants this anyway.
You can see that when you see parents kind of tugging on the kid and making sure that their outfits look right and that their hair isn't too good, and you see that kind of pressure. Let's take those earrings off.
But just when we were getting cynical, we ran into a young Barbie commercial auditioner leaving the studio for a softball game. What do you like better, we asked, acting or softball?
Softball.
You have to keep normalcy.
And young Ryder? Down from paradise? He got a part just this week, big time, a TV series. Gee, maybe the fairy tale can come true.
Can you smile? Yeah. Are you happy today? Ooh, we don't want to see that on TV. Mm-mm.
Assuming you keep it in perspective.
I can't wait for you to be potty trained, that's for sure.
How can a 7-year-old feel passionately about bleach? I think her parents, or his parents, probably feel a little more passionately than he or she does.
And yet the casting directors continue to tell you that unless the kid really wants it, it's never going to work out.
I'd rather play softball, too.
You and me both.
We couldn't do this show without talking to a psychiatrist. Meet Dr. Stan Ziegler, who tells us it should not come as such a surprise that many child actors end up in trouble.
Any understanding of child development and child psychology tells us that when you put a quickly changing young human being in this kind of spotlight with this kind of attention and this kind of omnipotence, that kid's at high risk for emotional trouble.
Some parents can get so caught up in their child's career and the huge sums of money the kids can make that they back away from traditional family roles.
They may know that this kid needs rules, this kid needs curfews, or this kid needs to be said no to. But they don't want to get on that kid's bad side.
There can be a lot of emphasis placed by producers on staying forever young.
Soleil Moon Frye, who was Punky Brewster and adorable. Well, what happened when Soleil Moon Frye's body started to change? I mean, you can only strap her breast down so long. That's a problem. And when she stopped being this spunky, punky little kid, she lost the show. I mean, so how do you integrate a positive identity of yourself as a developing young woman when a lot of money and a lot of attention vanishes when you start growing up?
Do you think child stars are, in fact, a lot more susceptible to serious problems later on in life?
Yeah. These are kids who are making tens of thousands of dollars an episode. Numbers of these kids who are now without any money. So how do they integrate being 16 or 18 or 15 and having that kind of money, and then being 23 and not being able to get a job?
3 former child actors who made it to adulthood without major damage recently met with Dr. Ziegler to see how their experiences can help others. Paul Peterson, who played Jeff on The Donna Reed Show, is probably the most vocal advocate on behalf of child actors.
I was 2.5 years old.
John Provost, who was Timmy on Lassie, now has a recurring role and is a writer on the new Lassie series. Jeannie Russell was Margaret on Dennis the Menace and now is a chiropractor.
I think that people of our age kind of, you know, we suffered in silence. We went our ways,
That's
you know, and worked through these problems.
Because we were told it was our fault. I grew up spending 10 hours a day with 40 adults. And no kid, and a dog, but no kids. You know? So I learned how to, boy, really play the adult game. But then when it came to playing the kid game, you know, it was like, this doesn't quite feel right.
There's a lot of wisdom there. There's a lot of experience about what it takes to come out the other side in one piece. And I think they can help the kids. I think they can help the kids' parents. And I think they can help the unions be more sensitive.
Can anything be done to undo the damage?
It's easier, obviously, to prevent it than to fix it after the fact, but that's true with most things. It's real hard to give back a childhood.
We'll talk about some real success stories when we come back.
As we noted at the start of this hour, some child stars do overcome the pressure of Hollywood and successfully make it past their teens in show business. That list is too long to include everyone, but here are a few of the more recent success stories.
Tell him Gidget, Carl.
In 1964, teenager Sally Field landed her own TV show, Gidget. Now a 45-year-old Oscar winner, she's working on a new film. He's worked steadily since he was 4 years old, but America first came to know Ron Howard as Opie on The Andy Griffith Show. Howard, now behind the cameras, directing Backdraft. The Coppertone ad put Jodie Foster, or at least her bottom, in the spotlight. She won an Oscar in '89 and is currently starring in Silence of the Lambs.
Tell me his name.
Michael J. Fox got his first acting job at 15. Out of work and out of money, he auditioned for Family Ties in 1980, and he got the part and much more. Last year, Fox made $23 million.
Oh, my God!
Family was the foot in the door for Christy McNichol, who later jumped from sitcoms to films. Though she had a nervous breakdown 9 years ago, she now has a leading role on Empty Nest. 7-year-old Ricky Schroeder was a scene stealer in The Champ. He later starred in Silver Spoons and in 1989, the CBS miniseries Lonesome Dove. Wealth and fame may not be all it's cracked up to be, but for these child actors, although life was not without its struggles, their stars have never been brighter. For many youngsters, being on television is a dream come true. After all, you don't have to worry about getting attention or being special. Money and fame, they're all yours. But as we have seen, for some, the good life ended when the applause stopped.
We don't have any great conclusions to tell you. If show business is so bad, then how come Ron Howard is so good? If it kills off its young, how come Danny Bonaducci is still cracking jokes? How come Tempest Bledsoe is so normal? How come mothers and fathers and their children are still flocking to cattle calls?
Maybe because, as Bennett Cerf once said, anyone who claims to not want fame is crazy. He didn't say anything about having to grow up with it. I'm Bryant Gumbel.
And I'm Catherine Couric.
And we'll see you Monday morning on Today. Good night.
I want people to see that I'm a sober and I'm a sane mind now, and I can handle my own affairs. Now, whether it's accepted, hey, if it's accepted, it's great. If it's not, I'm not going to cry about it. But I'm doing the best I can, and that's all I can do. No one can ask any more from me or any less.
If I'm in their lives somehow, I'm doing something right. Now, it's now all the wrong reasons, but I'm at least not so far removed that there's no way back.
Having a normal life, and I think the fun of even just punching a time clock, you know, just being a normal human being and having a normal job and living with normal people outside show business.
Well, it's all around us right now. All the laughter, applause, cheers. Why, it's on every inch of this old stage up here. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Then when new ones come along, kids like us that love the theater just as much as they did, they're glad and they're rooting for us. And they're saying, this is your chance. Go on out there. We've had ours. Now it's your turn. There's your audience. They're waiting for you. Oh, can't you just see it now? Look.